It is summer, the perfect time to watch some animes. So what do we have this season? Isekai, 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 and isekai. Just wake me up when the season ends. Well, this year has been action-packed with some of the best animes we ever had. This season feels way less hyped and packed as the ones that came before. Yes, we have some good, strong, returning animes in Higurashi How I Got Away with Murder, Reincarnated as a Slime, oops, it's all politics, The Irregular at Magic High School Fan Service Edition, I'm Standing on a Million Lives, My Next Life as an Airhead, and My Hero Academia Training Day. But of course, the most hype returning anime has to be Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Man, I know this is a cute slice of life comedy anime, but when they give you action scenes, you know you're in for a treat. So while we have some strong returning animes that have some good stories, it is the new animes that worry me. We got 6 new isekais. Cheat Pharmacist may as well be a fantasy anime with a plot so irrelevant they didn't even give you the backstory on how he met the girls that work for him. Tsukimichi has some interesting ideas that hasn't been fully developed yet, and the art style gives me this 90s manga vibe, but the overpowered protagonist just feels too overused already. And speaking of overpowered, here comes the quiet kid that will steal your girl. Or your teacher? While I think the OP protagonist has the same effect as other stories, the revenge stories are always good to watch, and I'm hoping for a good plot development that will keep things entertaining. Realist Hero, on the other hand, focuses on world building and country management, relying on the protagonist that is smart rather than strong, and I'm all for it. I have heard good things from the light novel readers, so my expectations are high on this one. Then we got Sonny Boy, which is I guess an isekai but only in the strict sense. A bunch of students get transported and their school to a black void and find out that they all have different abilities. It is just me, or is it starting to look a lot like The Lord of the Flies? So far the story has captivated me with a really interesting plot that is really showing the tensions between the different groups of students and a beautiful art style. I really want to give it a 10 out of 10, but I have been hurt so many times before. Hey you! Yes, you, come here. Want to get overworked to death with no salary in a cave for all your life? Well, I got what you need. Make Your Black Company is a really interesting comedy about a guy transported into a modernized isekai that focuses on mining dungeons for profit. And our protagonist, finding a way to overthrow this system to live a life of luxury without working, has the perfect combination of comedy with dark humor that we all need. We also have 3 new CGIs. This one has the best quality but it's a really bad story. This one has a great story but an awful quality. And then we had The Duke of Death, that has a special place in my heart since the story is just so interesting and the CGI is acceptable most of the time. With the tragic story of a nobleman cursed so that anything that he touches dies, and a maid in love with him teasing him at any moment's time, how can you not love this story? Scarlet Nexus brings back the sci-fi vibe that we haven't seen in a while, and while the story feels a bit generic and the monster's CGI leaves a lot to desire, having some variety to watch it's always good at the end of the day. Hey, are you an athlete getting too old to compete? Let's be honest, this was your last Olympic Games. Why not find a real job? Well, Uramachi Onisan brings just exactly that. An old gymnast that lives his life as the host of a kids show. Made to smile and act nice the whole day has taken a toll on him and takes him to take some depressing turns in sometimes that, to be honest, are really funny until you realize that that will be you in a few years. But while you are young, why not just enjoy some sports? Remain is giving me that Haikyuu feeling with a great animation quality and a sports story that is mostly grounded on reality. But the most important thing, I don't know who decided to hire a K-pop group to make the intro, but that man needs a raise. Girlfriend Girlfriend is the only real rom-com that we have seen this season, with some really good waifu material and the most unrealistic boyfriend of all time. Yeah, I'm dating 2 girls, but don't worry, I won't touch any of you. Now let me proceed to scream for no reason. When I was watching Opera Girl, I thought it would be just cute girls doing cute stuff, but it proved to be so much more than that. In a school of girls all competing to become actresses in the most prestigious opera company, there ought to be some struggles, and some of these topics that are shown in the show make you really think. Bullying, harassment, struggling with your figure, accepting yourself. This anime is turning out to be a really beautiful story. Then we got Battle Game in 5 seconds, which brings just exactly what it says. Some people are kidnapped and given abilities, then taken into rooms and brought to fight. Sometimes just the simple ideas are the best, and I really like the power of the main protagonist. Giving him a power based on what his opponent thinks his power is, presents us with a story in which the protagonist will need to think and act in creative ways in order to come out on top of this deadly game. But if you're looking for some good old fantasy, well, we got Peach Boy Riverside, about an OP guy that has some weird powers and it's fighting demons. But wait, it is not the main protagonist, it is this girl that he met before and she has the same powers too? I'm a bit confused with the plot, but meh. Anyway, just fight! Then we got Vanitas. Set in the early 19th century in France, in a world with vampires, we follow the vampire Dr. Vanitas, using his book to fix corrupt vampires. This can only be described as the most 6 out of 10 anime. It's not that it's bad, but it just doesn't have the quality animation or a strong story to stand out. But I like the cat though. And finally, the Idaten Deities Only Know Peace is yet another anime that is not what it seems. Hidden behind this cool and childish art style is a gory plot about the return of demons fighting the gods that after 800 years of peace don't know how to fight. I really like the story and the art style is really unique, but maybe, just maybe, don't use the same art style as Osomatsu-kun to promote this type of stuff. Was it really necessary, that last part in the first episode? Probably not. While this season seems not as stacked compared to other previous seasons, I believe there are some hidden gems that will stay with me even after the season ends. I've been Justin, and I will see you guys next time.